welcome to another coaching video, and in this one we have a silver Hecarim versus a silver Nidalee. Now normally we would start on the buff to see what's going to happen, but we have a level 1 here because there's a Braum versus a Nautilus, and you know what, I'm recording my course on virkayu.gg for the silver to gold section at the moment, and I made a whole chapter on silver tendencies, bronze, low elo tendencies, and the level 1 Fiesta random invades just always happen. You have to know how to navigate them, you have to understand what's going on the map, and you need to try and make sure that these invades and fistings don't compromise your first clear tempo, because when they do, you end up behind, and you never want to be behind. So, in this video, we're going to look at how this Hecarim is able to get fed, and then we're going to look at why at 26 minutes, when he's full build, despite all of the, glaring errors that he has, it takes him another 14 to end. If you're in silver, trust me, this is something that's very good for you to learn, because most of you are basically going, hey, I'm fed, why can't I close? Hey guys, I have full build, can you just group around me and we win? And they don't do it and you end up stretching the game. So how do we navigate this sort of Fiesta level 1 with 6 seconds behind tempo here at the moment? The Nidalee also will be compromised, starting on the spear, gonna go solo on the red there. This is gonna be really interesting to see how we can actually kind of recover some lost tempo, get a lead over the Nidalee. We're gonna fix all of the glaring early and mid game mistakes, and then we're gonna look at the late game. How can we actually snowball our advantage, pull our team across the finish line, and basically win games faster? And if you're in silver, that's exactly what you want to hear, right? So this is where we're starting off. Blue into Grump. The Nidalee is taking 10 years on her red. And if you want to understand all of the one-on-one best ways to climb, you are struggling to get out of silver into that gold elo. You watch these videos, you understand it, but you cannot apply it to your own jungling. Head to virkayu.gg and have a look at these silver cores. Should be released in the upcoming weeks. Make sure you get your pre-order discount now. Otherwise, have a look at the one-on-one coaching options to condense 100 hours of watch time on YouTube into a single session tailored for your specific needs. virkayu.gg has everything you need to get out of low elo into gold and beyond. Now that you are aware of the services that I can offer you for the free people, we have, of course, the free elo train. Now, Hecarim's play rate is going down. His win rate is going down. A lot of it is to do with terrible itemization choices, horrific misunderstanding of how to play around the itemization that you actually go, and then, of course, not team fighting appropriately, having too many deaths. You're like, look, I did 1,000,000 damage, and I went 1,000,000 movement speed, Fast and Furious 2000. I hope they don't make 2,000 of those movies, but it seems like they might. If you just understand how to play around your itemization, typically you can learn to win a lot more. So, the Nidalee's going to do her red Krugs Raptors here. The Hecarim basically is already finishing up his, well, starting his red. He's going to his red. The Nidalee's crossing out. Let's look at the cross timer here. Oh no, she's going on the cheeky little journey down to the bottom side. Red Krugs Raptors. I like this path when you kind of want to impact the bottom lane when they have shove. Always very crucial. And it allows you then to translate to this crab and to this. If the enemy jungler is pathing downward, you get out ahead of them if they're full clearer, and if it all goes well for you, you can always invade afterwards, right? Invade pressure, especially as Nidalee Kindred. We don't recommend Nidalees for most people, below Masters here, because it's a difficult champion, and you have to understand these kind of pressure points. However, should you find yourself in the situation against a Nidalee, I wouldn't stress it all. You as a Hecarim, you as a Udyr, or whatever, don't really care. Start here, full clear up, start top, full clear bottom lane, doesn't really matter. If you are a Hecarim, getting leashed on the top side, and you see this, and you're pathing down, and you can see this cleanup, please rotate, use your E, use your Ghost. This, however, is not cleanup. This is, I'm just going to finish my full clear. If I have to give up this crab and go back to base and go top side, I will. Hecarim, on the other hand, in our case, has still full cleared decently well, sub 330, which means we'll be up here for this top scuttle. We know Nidalee ganked the bottom side. We press tab, we see 12 CS, we say, hey, can we steal this blue buff? Now, is Nidalee going to snack this? Repeat gank dive cheese, gank mid lane, or is she going to try and float on across and steal this? None of that matters, because you can easily take this and get out pretty quickly. Watch top lane, obviously. We're bringing the question mark here because, wait, does she actually? No, she doesn't. I was concerned there that the silver jungler wouldn't know what was happening because of the randomness, even though this was warded level 1, and then they just go running in here looking for camps. Now, in the boot camp, we just covered a VOD where this literally happened, so you always have to be aware. Good shadowing, understanding the pushing on the mid lane. This might be a little bit more of a greedy play here. I would more so like to control this now because of how long it takes us to do this blue into this Grump. We will have smite for the crab shortly, but we will also have smite for the Grump. So we could choose to give up the scuttle for the Grump. Oh, she doesn't. There she is. She shows up. No, my friend, good smite. Now we need to leave. Now we need to leave. So we're able to get it. We have the smite. She notices she's being counter jungle. We go back in for some strange reason. Then Nidalee has auto attack range plus execute. We need to be very cautious. The ghost activation. Run, pony. Run, my little pony. Okay, good. There we go. We have the Kali rotating as well, which is great. She's going to go in here. Maybe we can snack something. Ignites. And tick, tick, boom. Beautifully done. Come on, crab. Let's go, crab. Cancel. Oh, he did. You know, when the jungler dies and you have no pressure point here, just go take the scuttle. You know, the sneaky scuttle is the best scuttle because look, mid lane is not here, mid lane is dead. Dude is low going back to base. Nidalee is not here. Might as well take this and then we can reset and kind of float onto the bottom side because we know Nidalee took this crab, right? So don't give her a freebie. Now, where is Nidalee going, you think, when she respawns? Think on that a little bit. We saw her do this, drive by, this, and die. So she has 16 CS, we know that. Where would she go next, knowing she has no Grump, she only has Wolves, and she has a Grump, sorry, she has a Krugs plus Raptors spawning, and she has knowledge that the Hecarim's bottom side is up as well. So if you're a silver jungler, the fundamentals of tracking, very, very simple. Press tab, count the CS, ask yourself where they're going to go and why. When they don't go to that location for whatever reason, because obviously lower elo decision making, all you say is, I expected her to go bot, but she went top. That means her bot is available and you can do something about that. So the randomness is always filtered with a sentence that has but in the middle and then this is available. So that way you can kind of keep track in your mind about what she's leaving on the map by doing bad random plays. Now in this particular case, if I was a Nidalee, we know that this is going to spawn, you know, if it's a regular camp, you're looking at that 440-ish range, right? Just because of skill issue and things like that, which means in this case we have a 508 because of the delayed starts, right? Solo leash takes long. What I would do is I would go to the Wolves, down to this, and then shadow a potential gank here. If possible, I would not be walking over a Scuttle Crab, clearing a ward when I know there's a camp. So what you can do in the cases where you have an edge camp that's unavailable, you can always take this camp here and kite down for a 3-camper, do fistings, do busyness, keep yourself fresh and good, and then these will spawn by the time you go back up here. She decides to do Wolves, go up here, check the Scuttle, realize it's gone, clears the ward, residual vision shows where she's going. She's telegraphing her play. So she's up extrapolation, most likely going to the Raptors here, or she's going to turn back into the mid lane, wasting her time. Spear does not connect. Akali must be cautious. In the meantime, my Hecarim's like, Marisa, get myself a Duak as well as a Mana Crystal, and I'm going to carry on my sequencing. Now, what the Hecarim could do due to the lagging of time here, if this is up, you could always swap your sequencing to come down. My concern is the Nidalee is expected to come down a little bit. So what we can do here is actually go Grump, Wolves, cut into the dragon, but I would only do that if I know that Nidalee was maybe ganking top lane. If she telegraphed going up here, I'd say, yeah, it's cut. Especially if my mid laner wouldn't be able to help me with this, or if I don't even think she's going for this. Because if she goes mid lane here, telegraphs going to the Raptors, can I just go and kill her and control my camps and then take Krug to reset, go bottom lane with 6? Yes. That would be the better play for us to do. If she decides to telegraph herself going down, walks across here going top lane, I don't know why you're there, but thank you so much. And then, of course, you can take this and maybe even take more should she die or random things would happen. This cut, I'm not as much a fan of because their bottom lane can rotate. We know Nidalee's in the area. And we know that Veigar was well positioned to also join us. So we're having a straight up 4v4 fisting over this dragon. Are we ready to do this? What's the gold reset for our team? Let's observe and see what happens here. We are level 5, fortunately. That's our benefit. Nautilus is rotating. Everyone is overly obsessed with the dragon in this elo, which means everyone's just going to straight up fight. So you always have to factor in what is the calculation here of can I win or not? You know, that was a bit of a janky sentence, but yes, you have to do the calculations. Can I win? Can we not? What's going to happen if we don't? What's going to happen if we do? And the Hecarim is not really involved, and Zeri is popping off. Everyone's super, super low. Veigar's untouched in the back line. We're squishy with this serrated Dirk here. We don't even have a mana crystal, excuse me, because that's the Gus Walker hatch thing. So when I said that, I didn't mean it. Yeah. So was this fight worth forcing? No. Why? Because Nidalee's going to be going to this, going to this. We could just straight up Giga sequence, reset, and come back down again. Ping it out for a bottom lane. Ping out always where the jungler's most likely to be, according to your tracking. If they shop somewhere else, that means something else is available for you to snack. Or, even better, you know, your bottom lane listens to the ping. And then the jungler gets nothing. You get a full sequence, reset, gank the bottom lane, take the dragon for free. So that's the kind of way we need to think about the jungle in silver. So we're going to go ahead and snack this baby up. We smite it. which is not the best decision if you want to do the dragon. The goal is to do the blue, get 6, gank bottom lane, create the prior, and do this. Nidalee, after that previous fight, now is most likely going to reset, think about this, and then this, because she doesn't think about the outside in rule. She doesn't think about the level 6 spike. She's not thinking what Hecarim is going to do. She's not thinking at all, hey, Hecarim might come down with 6. Not at all. Especially considering she was level 4 in that previous fight. So, here we go. Zeri moves on up toward the bush. Actually, she doesn't. She just wards up to hit one of her snacky pokey spells. And we'll just say, hello, can I twirly-whirly helicopter you down? Because I know you got no summoner spells from that previous fight. Juicy, juicy. I would go and try and get something here from this Nautilus. Yep, take the kills. Take the kills, push the wave. Don't yeet the whole wave, but distribute your resources accordingly. And of course, we can go for this baby. In the meantime, Nidalee's like, well, I'm 5. I did my Krugs. I did my red as expected at this point. I see this occur. Nothing I can do. I'm across mid lane. So it's Hecarim, go right. I'm doing this. Extrapolate. Where's she going? Scuttle, right? Where could she also go? Raptor's red? Easily. Why could she do this? Because a Hecarim in this position, in this elo, might be way too obsessed with the sequencing, whereby he does this, goes to the Grump and the Wolves. You could maybe even easily get the whole quadrant gank top lane, and then have Prior just to take this Scuttle and this Herald, and he can do nothing about it. Alternatively, you've at least denied him all of this. You take this, you go back to this and this, you loop back around for the Herald because he's going to be like, well, there's nothing I'm going to go back to base and go to the bottom lane again. So as the Nidalee, you do have opportunities here to really force a Hecarim's hand. And this is the silver effect. I talked about this a lot in the course I was recording, so it's fresh in my brain. Very frequently, a jungler will give you an opening to control the game. And then what happens is the silver jungler says, thank you, I will take said opportunity. And then they give another opportunity back to the enemy jungler, and that jungler says, thank you for the opportunity. The thing is, they say thank you for the opportunity, but they don't take the opportunity. They just say thank you, and then you never hear from them again. If you don't use the advantages that they give you, you're screwed. So let's see what the Nidalee does as well. We're going to do this dragon here. She's going to go for the Scuttle. I think that's absolutely fine. It gives us, it should give us close to 6 at this stage. I'm not sure if it's going to give us 6 exactly. Probably shouldn't. And then we're going to go ahead and take the Raptors maybe into the red. And Hecarim decides, hey, I have 1,600 cash money. I'm going to go back to base. Largely because I guess he wants to finish his Duskblade and protect his red side and protect the Herald, so he doesn't get obsessed with his blue side quadrant because he knows he has itemization completion and he gets his mana moon now, mana crystal now. Tear of the Goddess now. That used to build out of mana crystals, so my mind sometimes goes back to the old days. So basically here we're able to shatter the Nidalee nicely, but the Alawi is super low. Now we are squishy, so we need to make sure we hit our spells appropriately. We're gonna one-shot. I would just take the wave here. Like the guy is ult, the guy is gangplank, he's giga strong. I mean, can we kill him? Can we kill him? Then we do, but we die, yeah. I don't want to die for it. I would rather just kill her, push him off. Once he uses his ultimate, go back and catch the wave. Now at the very least, I can go boom, boom, boom. I know Nidalee's most likely going top side because the blue side is up, and then I can cut in and go Fisto 1v1 again because I have that advantage and I'm Hecarim. The death here, I'm not happy with. I do think we could have gotten the kill, burned some Psalms, burned an ultimate, and held a fat wave. Like, so much experience. I know obviously you're getting that 75% reduction on the lane XP because we have the pets obviously, but you know, you want to make sure that you're controlling that as best you can. So the Hecarim now leaves the base, says, okay, I'm gonna go straight into the river here. I know this is taken because we should attract the CS, right? We see her cross the mid lane with whatever it was, 39. She goes ahead and takes this and shows top lane with 43. She did the Herald. She did the Scuttle Crab. So there's no reason for us to check this at all. That's why I said the basics of fundamental tracking in Silver. Just press tab consistently every time they show, add it up, and ask yourself, what could they have done? You're testing yourself in real time. Okay, very important for Silver junglers. So now we wasted some time spaghetti-wise. Instead of just going sort of red Krugs Raptors to keep our sequencing juicy, I don't think it matters at this point. You could have just done Krugs red Raptors for faster pathing, and then you can cut in. Nidalee shows top lane again after doing her blue buff. Let's just watch it in real time. See, this was expected. We knew this was going to happen, which is why I was mentioning it based upon what she might be, you know, shiny object syndrome. She ends up dying. This ult here is a bit of a goofy ult. Somehow we still burn a flash, but I don't think I would overcommit now. Every death you take is a move you can't make. Is a breath I don't take either because I have to hold it at a shock. So here, you know, like we know this is dead. We know she's dead. We ideally we're not dead, so we can just do this, right? That's the perfect play. Kill her twice, take our full sequence quadrant, burn the ultimate from the gangplank, take a herald, back to base, ult bot lane, dragons up, plates are up, right? It's a super good fluid play. Now, of course, we've died twice in a short matter of minutes. We haven't really got anything for it. Now we're going to go and kill the gangplank. You know, if you have this rotational power, please do so. We're going to swoop-de-doop-de-doop-de-doop. There we go. Okay, a little clunky on the attempt to kind of position for the E, I think. But, you know, we'll take the kill. Kali is in the bottom lane. Braum is going to ult. The Veigar's in the bottom lane. We see this. We've taken Krugs and gone top lane since the dragon, right? We've done the Krugs and died. We've done the Krugs and died. And yeah, we got some kills back, but we're still giving kills to the enemy team, which is not what you want to do, right? You want to make sure you're trying to mitigate that as much as possible. So we fall back to the red. We fall back to the Raptors. We lose the Herald to the Nidalee because she had that tempo control now. Oh, it's not even tempo. She just walked at it and was like, I guess I'll take it. And Hecarim's like, I guess I should do the red on the Raptors, even though Gangplank's dead. We weren't even thinking about the possibility of her sneaking it. That's why you get a lot of free stuff if you're in Silver. Because even the Hecarim wasn't thinking about it. We're going to activate this sucker. See, this is actually, like, we should probably look at it. See, look at the Nidalee's perspective here. She sees us do that, and she's like, yeah, I'm just going to snack this. Right under our nose, she's going to go ahead and snack this. We weren't even thinking about this possibility. So that's a really good snack by the Nidalee. We'll give her credit for that. And now what happens is, they activate the Herald top lane and do the Giga pushings. This guy goes for the outside in roll, taking that Scuttle Crab, sees the Veigar, gets stunned, says, you know what, I'm going to kill you for that. And then they're going to keep pushing this, but instead of rotating unnecessarily, we catch this wave and we shove it down mid lane. Let's get some plates. Yeah, I like this. This is good. This is good. Oh, yeah. And now the Zeri and the Nautilus in the bottom lane. Could just snack the dragon, right? Because Nidalee has to reset, spend, come down here. We have Bob Prio. We can burn this easily. We have ultimate available. We have E to run away. The Akali kills the Gangplank. This is a good little snack here as well. I'm worried about the Nidalee coming down here after being top lane so long, so we're going to ult, flash. Not sure we need to waste. I mean, we haven't really had a good ult, have we? Like, you mustn't waste your ult as much when you're Hecarim and Fiddle. Try and use it well. The problem in Silver is you see too much them not using their ultimate enough at all, or wasting it with these high-risk, high-reach plays. Like, this was obviously the ridiculous one. So you don't use it as a gap closer, right? You have your Ghost, you have your E, get up nice and close, and then use it. And obviously, even if they flash, you get the fear through, so. And yeah, just to show the bottom lane occurrence here, the Nidalee does show up. Doesn't get any kills or assists, but she is in the bottom lane as we predicted. And now we can float onto the bottom side. Our camps are going to be respawning. No one cares really about the Krugs. We should hit this. Hit this. Is she coming up? Like, let them know that we see them. Especially when you're in a game where it's like, okay, look, we're behind on gold here. We need to win the game. I have to carry this. I don't want frivolous invades in danger coming into my jungle. I want them to say, hey, I see you. If you come in here, I'm going to kill you. Don't take my stuff. And these Scryer's Blooms are absolutely juiced. A little bit of waffling here. Zeri's out of mana. We're going to do the Grump here. Could just straight up hold the bot lane tower, but guess he decided not to. Free experience for us. It's not the best experience, but we could have easily taken that, fallen back to Grump, fallen back to Wolves, and then cut in here to maybe make some more aggressive plays, or just keep on sequencing and then cut in here. Give the Krugs to the Illaoi, cut in here and invade this. Pay attention to prior rotations, but there's a lot of things we could do to shut down the Nidalee. See, this is a waste of time. No reason to be clearing this water at all. No reason to be in the Dragon Pit at all. Like, we're just wasting time, and now we're super squishy, walking out of Veigar here, getting trapped and chunked. Akali's gonna die here as well, the Ignite tick. Now we're back in here. See, like, we're fed, and we're not doing what we need to do to win the game. We're not keeping that pressure up, keeping that sequence up, keeping everything up, and it's costing us very severely. Got him. Juicy, got him. Warded bottom lane, we saw this, yeah. Yeah, for me, this is the issue, right? We could have just held, sequence, cut in. She shows here, all right, thank you so much. Can I kill this guy? Cool, push this. There's no objectives, right? There's no objectives. So we can just keep the flow going nicely, play around our ultimate. Just keep the flow going and ensure that pressure is up. Nidalee was seen. We see the plants getting hit. Hit these plants, hit these plants. Guys, if you have a Chemtech map, hit these. Look, right? Is anyone rotating? Oops, excuse me. Is anyone rotating? Hit it down here. Hit it down here if you think they might be coming from behind. Hit them. Say, who is here? Am I safe to make this play? I mean, you don't really know at all, right? So, I mean, I know we know, but you get my meaning, right? Always hit, get the information. He's going to ult again here. We're super squishy. Off the auto cancels. We're standing still too much. We're still in the Gangplank ultimate. Nidalee's going to show up there with a spear. Yeah. Oof. Okay, so mechanically, we need to become more fluid. We have the ghost available. We could have just ghosted away. We could have ghosted up and away from the Nidalee because we would have seen her. Could have ghosted in to make sure we got more damage because we have movement speed to AD conversion. We're giving free kills to this Nidalee, 8 kills. We have 5 deaths. Mechanics need to be fluid. Now, obviously, I'm not going to talk about micro mechanics in these coaching videos as much because I know you're all in the process of learning. You're all in the process of getting better at your mechanics. It's just watch your own mechanics in VOD reviews, and you'll actually see what the reality is. See, if I was Zyra, that hook would have hit. It's important to watch yourself and look at what you're doing and be like, oof, that looks clunky. I could have been more fluid with my auto attack cancels. I could have been more fluid with my spacing and moving and not standing still and, you know, auto canceling. I could have used my ghost. I could have hit my E better. I could have hit my R better. So study your own mechanics when you're learning. It's very important to do that. Go watch your best one tricks to explain the combos, watch how they play the game in terms of mechanics, and then make sure that you're doing things properly. See, here we ult in to get the E knockback. That was much more fluid. Avoid it. Good job. Good job. Okay, we're going to catch this a little bit here. We have the bottom lane pushing. There's the Nidalee, obviously level 11 to our level 12, 89 to 131. So our sequencing has been better, which is always good to hear. I'm going to snack this baby up. Gonna snack this Herald up. Obviously pay attention to the mid lane roam, pay attention to the GP, pay attention to the Nidalee. Nice little sneak. Again, I do like those kinds of plays, provided they're done intelligently. Now we're walking into the jungle for no particular reason. Why are we here? There's nothing to be gained. The dragon is spawning. We could have just gone back to base or gone to these camps and then gone back to base. This is a silly excursion, not a good excursion, right? I have the lead, I have a Herald, my team's moving up mid lane. Straight down, let's take this sucker. Very, very good. You can also use a Herald as a bait to ensure that you get the dragon. Now we're significantly delayed and we're not on the dragon side for some strange reason. Like there's a dragon up and we're not here. Gangplank is top lane with no TP. LOW ELO is top lane with TP. We could have a numbers advantage. This wave was decent. Now we're late to this rotation. We have in pocket here 1500. We're obviously going, oof, that starting to hurt. Now we have the Shojin BF sword and we're gonna gallop into a Nautilus hook. Then we're going to ult and fear nothing. Then Akali's going to go into the back line. Then we're going to pick up those honey fruits from the Chemtech map, which of course don't slow us and give us a decaying shield. Then we're going to rush into the back line here, EA, and again, super clunky on the orders and on the Qs. Not the most fluid mechanics. I'm going to stand still and be like, yeah, you lose. Watch out for the Zeri. Run away! Yeah, gaming moments. Gaming moments there, my friends. So, hopefully that makes sense. So if you have a huge lead, a big lead, and you are the one that has to carry the game, this phase here is what costs you. This waffling, why are we here? Why are we showing? Why aren't we just sequencing, cutting, invading, and fisting? Why aren't we pushing this and diving the top lane at 2v1 and pushing this tower down? Get it, get it, get it. Why aren't we falling back to the Herald, then looping this, resetting straight down to the Dragon? Force the fight, force the action. Always on tempo, on time, no hesitation. If you're waffling, if you're going on random excursions for no reason, you're not hitting plants to see what's going on, you're going to miss a lot of free opportunities. That being said, we did enough to not lose the dragon, but at the same time, I don't feel comfortable being 1 level ahead of this Nidalee. I feel like you should be 2, 4, 5 levels ahead of this Nidalee. Seriously. If there's a silver Nidalee, and we're not at least 3 levels ahead, I feel like we misplayed it a little bit. We gave her freebies, we didn't punish her enough, all those kinds of things. So now, obviously, let's have a look at our XP here. We are close to 14, so we should be 2 levels up very, very soon. After Grump, after Dragon, will be 14. There's a fight going on here for this. See, now we have the Herald, right? So this is where you buy time. You don't go to the blue. You come out of base, you run to this, you hit this wave, you activate the Herald, you push. They're going to have to send people to hold, or you just keep going. But you're not going to keep going. The point is to bait that you're going. They're going to collapse back here. You cut in here, and you quickly burst the sucker out. Now you can fall back to blue Grump walls, right? Don't take a blue, go here when you have a macro device you can use. I don't care if we win the fight here or not. If you can win the fight, go win the fight, but you have to know you can win the fight. And I don't know if I have that confidence at this moment because we're just R'ing into a Veigar. You need to think more like an assassin at this point. I know we have phase rush, but we're not really doing damage. We're just kind of walking in as a frontline tank. Like if you have Divine Sundra, Chem Tank, you know, these kinds of items of the past, then sure you can do this. But we have Duskblade, Manamoon, Shojin. We don't have that sustain. We don't have those resistances. We don't have more of Mortiers. Hextech. What's it called? Hex Drinker. I got there eventually. Hex Drink, Brain Freeze. Hex Drinker, you know, that's a good thing to have in this particular build if we're going more fightery. stuff to think about when you play Squishy. Why do we not recommend Assassins in this elo? Because you have to position so much differently than every other role. You have to look for the flank. Let them commit, flank and kill. Especially as a Hecarim here. AoE, full-on ultimate, you know what I mean? Like full damage profile. Front to back, walking at teams with a Nautilus hook and a Veigar cage is not going to cut it. And now we're like, well, no one's top lane. I better go and kill this Gangplank. Let's see if we can do so. Yo, see your damage? Your damage is nice, but of course we're going to give up a dragon for this. You know, we went to kill the Gangplank. Now we're doing what we could have done in the first place, except we activated really far behind us. So we give the dragon for the macro play we could have done anyway. Now we're just going to run into their entire team again. We're going to get stunned here. We've zoned them from the Nautilus, which is good. So we kill the Nidalee. Now we turn into the Nautilus. Much, much better team fighting. Caught them unawares. Dove the backline to separate. Turned back into the target our teammate was dealing with. Didn't overchase the other person running away. Now we have numbers again. Now we can keep chasing down the next target. Woo! There's an Akali flying. And of course, the hero play is made, but we could have made this hero play beforehand. So this already adds, like what, the last 10 minutes is added 5 minutes, 6 minutes, maybe 7 minutes of gameplay that didn't need to occur in this game at all, just because of our lack of pressure and mispositioning overall. So now, obviously, we're going to take all of their stuff. Be careful not to die when you do so. Don't let them take our Scuttle Crab. That's ours. Thank you very much. It's a Croc Camp in value. We are not close to 16, but we have 2,000 in pocket. Woo! There, you see, isolated Veigar is an assassination. So we kill, catch the wave, and push. Now what do? We see how everyone's in base. Boom, boom, boom. No, stop. 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 Go farm. Stop. Your team isn't here. It's all warded. Akali splitting bot lane. There's no need for this. Just go do-do-do-do. Catch this and come back and do the Baron. Nidalee's bot lane, you could just do the Baron, you see? Never waffle to the point where you're missing camps. Like early junglers as well, Hecarims will go red, Krugs, Raptors, they'll gank bottom lane. Silly gank, but they'll do it anyway. Then they will have to recall. They'll notice they get counter jungled or whatever, where they don't track it properly. Then they'll go to the bottom scuttle, and they'll be like, yeah, I guess I should gank mid lane. I'll just sit in this bush for 20 seconds. And then they'll be like, all right, I could have done camps in the meantime. And then I'll do Raptors and go sit bottom lane for 20 seconds. That's just such silver jungling, right? It happens all the time. So that mentality of fluid, never standing still, is rooted in your ability to do calculations on what you're going to do in steps 1, 2, 3. And also, what am I going to do after this play I've made? So we kill the Veigar. What now? What can I do? Quick decision. Oh, Raptors, red, Krugs. Cool. Then what? Well, I guess Baron is up if Nidalee's bot lane. We could do that because my bot lane's coming out of base. Easy. Instead, we go and sit here and we wander around here and we waffle, you know, and then we go back to base and get a Black Cleaver, and then we start doing our camps and our team's in the river fighting. We're going to ult through the Veigar cage and still get stunned. It's happened so many times this game, but we don't really care at this point. We need some peel on the Nautilus a little bit, but that's fine. We kill him. Like, we have... Oof. The damage from the Duskblade is always a good thing to watch. Oh, now we're coming online. So don't let these constructive criticisms detract from the fact that you're 17, 7, 11, and you're doing a very good job in the last few minutes. That 15 to 22 minute mark was 7 minutes of waffling and uncertainty. We got fed from it. Now we're making good assassination picks. There's definitely still fluidity that we can go for, though, right? So you don't stop that pressure. You're always moving. I mean, I don't trust anything in this game. No Gangplank ultimate, though. But yeah, it's fine. You can do that. I prefer not to. I just prefer to be with my team. Hey, look, Gangplank. Hey, buddy. I saw you were split pushing. Can I just kill you? Yeah, it's okay. I can do that. Then I can do my Grump. Then I can do my Wolves. And then I can do my Blue. And then I can do the Scuttle Crab. I see Zeri top lane. There we go. I see the bottom lane is... Hey, you know, I could push this too if I wanted to. I'm going to join my team, though, a little bit because I see a Nidalee in the wild. I'm going to smite E her, but then I'm getting stunned by the Nautilus. So I want to be careful from the... Veigar's rotation here, be very cautious. Zeri's poking me. Run around in circles. Don't overcommit here. Oof, that's a lot of damage on the E. See, we overcommitted. We overcommitted. It always happens. Always. Make the aggressive plays. Make the chase down. Cool, now back up. Catch this wave here. Push. Wait for your team to push this. We have numbers. Your picks and rotations created a numbers advantage for your team. What do you do with numbers advantage? You split yourselves up. You use the Baron and you take these towers, right? That's what we want to do. We want to take this. We want this pressure. We want this pressure. We want to leverage our numbers advantage as much as we can while the Baron is in our possession. We didn't. We died. 28 and 8 and 11. And yet so many things to improve on because we could be 24 and 11 and the game should be over. That's always my goal, right? So even in good games like this, I want to show you, hey, look, guys, you are absolutely dominating this game. You're playing well. You will definitely climb to gold if you play like this every game. No stress. You will climb to gold. My goal, though, is to make that as seamless as possible. And once you get to gold, can you keep climbing? So that's why we look at it from this kind of perspective. But hey, this was a good game from my Hecarim. Always constructive vibes, but just make sure you're being efficient about continuing to keep that lead. See, now we're up, what are we, 18 to 13? We actually have a 5-level lead, as I said, right? This is what we want against a Nidalee. Huge lead. Dragon is up. Let's go out of base. We should have just gone straight to it. There we go. Problem is now our team are most likely going to look to reset, and we're really far ahead. So our death has kind of distorted our journey. They overcommit because this should be dead already. You guys should have just been 1-3-1ing. They respawn, you kill them again, you probably end the game, to be honest with you. You don't even need this dragon. But because we died, they couldn't, and now we had to. Because we have the most gold in the game by far, right? Yeah, see, now we've wasted our ultimate, we get naughty ulted, we're out of position here, our team are basing and dead, and all of this is because we overcommitted on the picks here. This is great, now leave, take all, shove, snag, force rotation. Misfortune takes this, then you rotate this, you take inhib, then you all rotate here and take this, then you fall back to this, and everyone bases together in unison. Then you all go top lane as a team, as a squad, and you flex your emotes, and then you run it down the top lane. And end the game. So, just playing out different macro scenarios that we could go with. Again, we're Eing into a Veigar cage with Everfrost. He's gonna stun you, he's gonna ult you. Stop doing it. Blink. Wait for the cage to be down and then do it. Wait for the cage to be down and then do it. But every death is going to cost you minutes of this game. Now, literally nothing happens. Right? We respawn here, but our team don't know what to do without the leader. Their leader is the Hecarim, who's now dead. So the Hecarim is basically going, okay, look, I should deal with the top wave. Your team are down here without you. You've taken your hands off the wheel and you say, listen, Tesla, drive me, which is a terrible mistake. Please never do that. Either the steering wheel is going to fall off or it's going to drive into a rock. Don't trust it. Don't trust that at all. And, you know, like, they're here without you. Gangplank just goes back to base and says, hey, I can just journey here with my ultimate. Or I can TP and show up. Like, we're not top lane holding for a Gangplank who can just go back to base or ult or TP. Like, he doesn't need to worry about you. As soon as you show, it's free for them. So they use their numbers advantage because we died again, trying to assassinate a Veigar from the front. Now, again, our team are dead. We're alive. What do? Best thing is, farm, don't fight. Make sure you're strong, wait for your team, and then 5v5 it. Because 5v5 it, you still win. Now we get caught out again. See, here, take this and just push. Once this fight is lost, shove as hard as hell. Shove and shove and shove. They have to decide, do we shove mid lane, or do we hold the Hecarim? And if they only send 1 or 2, you kill them because you're that fat. That's the game plan. Just don't die, just farm and keep getting strong. I know we're full build, I know we have pots, I know there's nothing else to buy, but just keep taking stuff off the map. Unless, of course, your team really needs it. But just keep pushing waves for pressure. It's not about the gold anymore, right? It's just about the pressure so you can keep affording a pot. See, now, of course, the Gangplank is going to start to kill us. And now we have the Braum on the backline getting ignited and schnacked. And Zeri is wall hopping. We're going to hit the plant and run away, I hope. Baron is spawning. We don't want to die here. I know we have the power to do things. What are we thinking about this one? This gets me a little bit. If you're going to play this build, I like a GA here. Because a GA gives me stasis, it stops the randomness of the deaths that are now causing me to lose this game solo. I can buy a stopwatch, I can sit on it, I can use it, I can survive, I can get a GA, I can get stasis, I can get the armor, I can survive. I have raw damage. We're not looking to sustain in a fight with Death Dance, with no haste. We're looking just to run over people, right? We're looking to run over people with as much burst damage as we have and live through it. So just go the GA. Or if you're so worried about the Veigar and the Nidalee, which you should be out of respect to their damage, oh, that spear still hits. The Braum flashes in, he gets a W, we get the Guardian proc. Can he protect his ADC? No. No, we cannot. So, again, we're dead for all of this. We're just dead for all of the fights because we're just trying to assassinate stuff front to back that has CC, and we don't have the itemization to truly amplify what we're trying to do here. So we're going to rotate over, obviously, here. They're super low. We respawn Hecarim things, right? But I don't want to, like, say, look, this is an amazing play. I mean, this is just you cleaning up your mess, which is what you should be doing in life. We can definitely solo this, obviously, but yeah. I would have preferred a Hex Drinker, more of my Mortius, or a GA, to be honest with you. You could also justify in this particular case, you could just justify a Spirit Visage, but I think it's more old school Hecarim Red. Like, we don't really care about that kind of stuff anymore. You know? The healing is nice, but we want the damage for our burst. Again, we're ulting too far away, so we're just using the ult as a gap closer a lot of the time instead of getting in with our E, getting that knockback, right? And then using the ult. We're always using it to gap close, so we're not maximizing the AoE range, the fear, the damage proc, all of the damage we can do with it. We're using it to run into people instead of saving it a little bit. Big lesson in the bootcamp we're talking about. Make sure you are actually doing that. Let's really drag the game out. Okay, let's speed this up a little bit. Now we're going for the Veigar here. He's going to Zhonya's. We're going to get stunned. We'll burn the flash. We'll get the Zhonya's. That's great. The card is going to go in here. Everfrost does hit us yet again. She doesn't have the damage to kill him. We're chasing down. The Misfortune hits things. We ult basically something that's guaranteed to be dead. And again, we die. No wave diving. Why? Okay? If you're going to go fighter and survive and play like this, go Divine Sunderers. Nah, don't do that. But go more of a Bruiser build, right? Do the Radiant Virtue if you really want to be that intent on just diving and healing. But don't go squishy and run into towers and tank everything. You cannot effectively do that, and that's why Hecarims die so much. So once again, we're dead. And once again, we respawn. Now for once, we have our whole team up, so let's see if we can just end the game. No, because now basically they're up on gold with us. Everyone's reached late game status, and now it's not just a run over. Again, we're ulting nothing. Use your E. You don't always have to ult in and then E. You can E and then R as well, guys. But don't use your R as a gap closer. It's an AoE fear teamfighting monster ability with a Misfortune. If you can hit a 4-man, 5-man ultimate, she's just gonna ult boom 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 on a Braum ult and they all die. The fact that we keep trying to kill one person with the ult is costly. Think about your spells. We had a Master Tier Viego coaching in the bootcamp, and he was actually also doing silly things like this, and when he stopped, started flanking, and saved his engage for when spells were burned, he just came back from like 10,000 gold and won the game. Literally, that's what happened. Now our team is of course dead, so we're just sitting for a trap. The isolated, we can do that. Isolated, it's fine, right? Like this. Here's now Toulouse. Just, you're denying them camps here, so you just keep farming, keep pushing waves. It's all for macro pressure. Baron's gonna be spawning. You know, we could have refreshed our pop, but again, doesn't matter. We're just being shilling at this point. We have Soul Elders coming up. Just look for picks. Again, we're ulting for the gap close, but we do actually hit it this time, which is fortunate. We do have our E. There's the knockup. She has of course, the shield bow itemization. So that was a better ult. Fringe hit, but that was a good use of, hey, look, I need to get in and get this fear off, which we did. Then I can chase down and hit the prior target, which of course is the Zeri, not the Veigar because of his Everfrost's HP, yada, yada, yada. So now everyone's available. Our whole team is dead except for the Veigar. Again, we die, so something like the GA and the Hex Drinker and the Maw of Mortis would have been good, I think, personally, just for strategic itemization, but it looks like our team will be able to finish this off. 40-minute game. Huge, monstrous damage from our Hecarim. I think overall, pretty good. Healing, not really that meaningful. Like Cleaver, super good item. There you go, my friends. Hecarim's live companion Zada GG guide is available on the platform. Coaching courses available on the site virkayu.gg. That was a good one. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you learned something about using your lead as well as navigating some silver tracking. And as always, I will see you all in the next coaching.